So let's talk about Meteor. So, Meteor is a pretty good fire magic spell. It does like roughly 100 fire damage and causes knockdown. It hits adjacent. This is one of the most useful utility skills in fire magic because it can combo with Bed of Coals, it can knock foes down, it can shut them down. It just does like good damage. It only costs 5 energy, so you can even run it on secondary professions, which is really nice. So, in the case of like general Ellie builds and general fire builds, I would say Meteor is always safe to run if you're running fire. You can also spec into it just for like some extra like control and knockdown. In this case, I'm actually about to do a Winds of Change thing, so I just have my entire backline healer like team comp. So we're probably just gonna avoid these like enemies and just kind of run through them, just because I have to keep all these NPCs up. But anyways, Meteor causes 10 overcast, which takes 30 seconds to go away. So if you just constantly use this and don't have any other overcast skills, this can maintain overcast. So that can be useful for like flaring. In this case, I'm using lava arrows because the NPCs I'm going to be fighting are very spread out. So there's no real reason for me to run flare in this instance. Normally, when you can ball up enemies, then I definitely run flare. But in this case, I'm running lava arrows. So it takes 2 seconds to cast as a 30-second cooldown. You can't really spam it, but the reason is because it causes knockdown, and knockdown's very strong. So the best thing to do with Meteor is to throw it on a bar that has like Bed of Coals or like any general fire bar. Like you don't need to run Bed of Coals, but it's so good I would recommend running them together. Like they're really good together. Like for example, Bed of Coals, Meteor, knocks him down right in it, then he takes the burn. You can also knock down and then hit with Bed of Coals. I don't think many people realize this, but whenever it hits a foe that is knocked down, they start taking burns. So you can actually Meteor then Bed of Coals, but it's more efficient to do it the other way. Because what happens is they start taking damage and then they take the burn, whereas like there's a chance they can still scatter. So, alright, I'm gonna let these Kappa and dudes kind of duke it out while I just conclude this video. So overall, it combos really well with this build that I'm running here. It's just all these dudes attacking me. So, I have all this knockdown spam. It's like a fire-earth build. I've coming to find that this is actually very good. Like, fire and earth is extremely strong together. And you only need like 10 earth, so even with like low investment in earth, it's still quite strong. This is factions only. But Meteor is a great skill, definitely run it. I would run it on like any fire bar. It can get you the overcast you need for any skills that require it. It's spammable knockdown if you're like 40-40 or like 20-20 triggers. It's on a 15-second cooldown, which is good. So yeah, definitely check it out. It's also a great skill to use in PvP for obvious reasons. Knocking down like a monk and then spiking something or spiking the monk is very good. So yeah, check it out.